Hey guys, I didn't schedule this class because the last time I tried to schedule it, bad stuff happened. I ended up starting like 10 minutes late, and I don't have a ton of time. So, Paul, thanks for joining. You're the first one to comment. So I don't want to work on headphones today just because my ears get kind of tired. And Paul, could you tell me? I have a sidechain compressor set up in OBS so that hopefully when I play something back in Pro Tools, it will duck the audio on the mic so that there's not feedback or doubling happening. So could you tell me? I'm gonna play Pro Tools and I'm gonna talk. First, I'm gonna not talk and then I'm gonna talk, and I'd like to know if the sidechain is working. If it's not working, then I'll just turn it off and do headphones. So go to mix here. I'm going to go back to the beginning and I'm going to hit play, and then I'm going to wait to talk, and then I'm going to talk a little bit and you tell me if it seems to be working.
Yeah. Look, if you don't want to sell, I get it.
Okay, now I'm going to talk.
Protect this. Keep it safe.
And I'm going to talk again. So ideally, when there's audio, there's latency. Okay. Yeah, there's going to be latency because of the different processing stuff. So I think what I'll do is I'll just turn it back off. So thank you for helping me test that. Yeah, echo on Pro Tools. It's because this mic is picking up the speakers. Yeah, some of the echoes are intentional. I'll just turn off the sidechain and go on headphones. Okay. There. Excuse me. Welcome to the class, everyone. Let me see if, as long as we have, yeah, we've got enough people to start. So yeah, today we're going to be starting on sound effects for this short film. It's going to be kind of a shorter class today because thank God finally I got some work. And I need to focus on that because that helps put food on the table and helps pay my bills and stuff. But yeah, thank you for all the members on my channel. You guys are also a part of helping do that. And anybody who buys stuff off of my website, you're helping to support me, support the channel, and give me a reason to keep making videos, which I really enjoy doing. It's kind of revamped my passion for doing audio post-production. Really, after doing it for so long, you get kind of not stuck, but you get, I guess, used to doing things a certain way. And so anything that kind of helps you shift gears and mentally see things in a different light, I think just helps keeps the passion going. So yes, so let me just go through the chat real quick. -1 last session, it was like a random thing where I go through the chat and I pick somebody who you can either win something off my site, or if you want me to do like a critique of your work or chat with me or whatever, like I want to give you guys what helps you. So if you want to follow along, I should have a link on the video description for where to get this project that we're working on. There's an AAF and a video on my website. If you have your own project, that's great too. We're going to focus in on editing sound effects, starting to edit hard effects, you'd call them, for this short film. Now, this short film has dialogue scenes that we've already cleaned up. You can see we've added backgrounds for it. We've checkerboarded the backgrounds into A and B tracks, added spot backgrounds as well as block backgrounds where it's just, one sound file for most of the scene. We've already edited the dialogue and some ADR. So what we're going to do now is we're going to close, excuse me, I'm going to take these scene tracks out of the BG folder. I'm going to close the BG folder, and we're likely going to keep listening to that. And now I'm going to make a new basic folder, and we're just going to start by doing vehicles. So let's color this red because cars are fast. There's both a truck, it's a Chevy Avalanche, has a 5.3 liter V8 engine. It's a Chevy small block based on the old 327. This is a fuel injected vehicle with a standard exhaust and catalytic converter and all that stuff, but we're gonna make it sound really cool. And then there's also a bike. It's a 4-stroke. I believe it's a touring bike, probably 650cc or so. All this information is maybe not super relevant, but it's good to know because sometimes in films they want you to make the vehicles sound realistic, and then most of the time it's just make it sound exciting and make it sound like, you know, it's a movie. So we're going to split these vehicles into two kind of food groups of tracks, where there's going to be a motorcycle set and there's going to be a truck set. We've already cut some background vehicles, so we shouldn't have to worry too much about that. So to start with, I'm going to create, let's go with 8 new mono. We'll do the truck. We'll call this M truck, so we know it's mono. And then we'll do 4 new stereo ST truck. And then we'll kind of mirror the same thing. We'll do 8 new mono bike. And we're going to do 4, excuse me, stereo bike. I am now an allergy sufferer, so if I cough and sneeze and wipe my nose, I'm not on cocaine or anything. I'm not sick. I'm just dealing with that. So we're going to send this to our 2-bus, so you guys should be able to hear it, and then I'm going to color code these. Let's see what color the bike is. I think it's bluish, isn't it? Oh, it's red. Okay, we'll do the bike red. I also like to color code Foley because it like if somebody, I mean, their clothes can change throughout, but it just helps. Like you might not know the character's name starting out. And what color is the truck? I think the truck's like silver. Yeah, it's kind of a brownish color. So maybe like that. Okay, now the very first thing we're going to want to do is just spot through here and see where we need to start hearing anything off these vehicles. And probably right here would be the first one. Now you could say that I'm going to do the car doors in Foley, or I'm going to put it on some door tracks. That's totally fine. I want all these vehicle sounds to be on the vehicle tracks so that I know if the director says, I don't like the truck sounds, it's going to be easy to you know, go through them and check them out and change them as needed. So the very first thing we're going to need is a car door open right here. That's the frame. So let's just look for truck door in Soundly. We don't want to go too old. This F-150 is good, probably. We need opens. Probably that one. You definitely want to do mono sounds for a lot of your sound effects. Really, all your sound effects could be mono if you wanted. And then you can pan them in 5.1 to make them sound nice and cinematic, as people say. But like anything that is tied to the screen, you generally want to have mono, and then bigger stuff can be stereo. So let's check this out. Just soloed. Cool, that's fine. We might want to do the bump right there. And let me know if there's any technical things, like I can't hear stuff. That's a handle release. Nope. I'm just looking for... That's great. A bump. That one might work. Just that little piece for the bump. So like this all together. And I might mute the backgrounds just so we can kind of focus. I'll mute the dialogue too. Nice thing about folders is you can just quickly mute stuff. If these are routing folders, I could even add, you know, volume and stuff, but I'm going to save that for the mix. Cool. So that's that. He's obviously going to close it at some point. So I'm going frame by frame until the door is still. It's still right there. I'll drop a marker just to help me visualize, and I'll go back up to this F-150 close. Sorry, Chevy, I'm going to use a Ford door. Those aren't really strong enough. Like, they're realistic, but they don't match the action. So I'm going to layer this. Some of my sounds are super old. That one's good. I'll turn this down a little bit. And now let's just see how this works. Cool. I'll do a seat scrunch. Leather couches tend to work, but I'm just gonna go through here. That one might work. Bring it back 4 frames. I'm gonna add a little spring balance to that. This might seem excessive, but it's kind of what helps. Let's do springs. It kind of what helps sell everything. No, that's going to be the wrong thing. It's really the, I mean, let's do suspension. These are too big. That might work if it's low. I'm just going to do a couch sit on top of this. It's really a leather couch. Not quite. There we go. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Perfect. Scrunch. So yeah, just for him sitting in the truck, if we have some nice layers, it should help. That's too early. I'm going to spread them out too, so that the springs happen after. Let's see, where exactly? Right there. It's like 2 frames off. Cool, that's fine. So that's all just for him getting in the truck and sitting down. Let's just play with the backgrounds, make sure we're close. I'm turning the sit down. Cool. That's fine. We'll add Foley to this at some point, but I'm going to say that's good enough for now. We've got his hands. This is actually in production. His hands on the door. Let's unmute the dialogue and just hear where that is.
Hey, man.
Right there. Actually, I think I moved it to PFX. It sounds good. So I'm not sure I will amplify that. I guess I could just, it's already on PFX, so I don't technically have to, but let's go ahead and just make it bigger. Maybe a slam. These are Tesla sounds. That's great. Sure. Do that one.
Hey, man.
Cool. And then here's without. So it adds kind of the same stuff that's already there, but you know, maybe it's a little bit bigger. Let's see. Okay, chat looks good. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and just ask. Just kind of so I know you're not super bored. Okay, so we got that. I think I'll mute the dialogue just to keep moving here. He flicks the lighter out. We can maybe cover that. Let me just mark that. I'll mark this with sound design. And it says buzz off. Starts the car here. So here's where we can start to play with like stereo and mono stuff. First, let's do keys, ignition. I think this is in production, but just so I can say that I got it, we'll add that, just the left channel of that. It's really slower than that, so I might need to add a little pre-click. Yeah, like that. Nope. Couple frames over. Should be a ka-chunk. Perfect. So then we need the engine actually starting. So we're going to go engine start, like right there. And then we're going to do a shift to D. And then we're going to do a rev. There. And his tire pressure sensor light goes off. That's great. And then we'll do a peel out here. So why am I marking this stuff and going frame by frame? Because here's the exterior. And we got some chat stuff. So I normally try to keep questions to members so that they have a reason to be on the channel, but we don't have like a ton of people. I mean, there's some. I guess I could just answer stuff. Okay, here's a member question. By the way, when sound effects editing, is it okay to switch to slip mode? Yes, it's totally fine. I will do that. I don't do that a ton. I do that more with dialogue editing. I just have programmed my thumb to go to command to like slide stuff subframe. I like looking at frames. I like working with frames just because that's the language of film, and you get then accurate like scene, shot transitions and everything like this. You know, I know I'm on the frame here because that's where my grid is and I'm in grid mode. But yeah, use slip mode. I just tend to work with frames in grid mode pretty often. So I'm marking up perspective changes here. It's kind of on a tangent for why I'm doing that. So if you have an exciting sequence with a lot of cuts and a lot of actions and everything, what I've found works really well to make it exciting, and it doesn't always work, but most of the time, if you just focus on what you see and make it sound good with each of those shots, with like basically one sound per shot, you know, then that tends to play really well for audiences and it makes it sound exciting. Where you get into trouble is when you start layering too much and you have like 10 things going on at a time. I like to treat action sequences as a monophonic instrument where each shot you get one sound. It might be a combination of a few layers, but it's not too many things for the person's ear to listen to. And it really just works as like, this shot has this sound, this next shot has this other sound. And dealing with like the contrast of the shots tends to make it sound very interesting. So we've got the key turn, that's good. Then we need the ignition. This is a bad continuity because you actually see the tack is already up at 8 or 750. I think these idle at 750. So, but we're inside, so I'm gonna add an engine start back in Soundly here. I'm not sure I have a 5.3, but let's see. Yeah, no. Okay, so I do think I know what sound I want to use for this. It's actually a 1990 Ford LTD. It's a station wagon, but it was done by Pole Position. They have great libraries for vehicles, any vehicle. Well, I shouldn't say any. Most vehicles you want. They have really high quality recordings of it. And what you're stuck with on an action scene is first you have to have high quality sounds. And then second, you have to use them in a way that is exciting and helps tell the story. So if you don't have a big sound library, that means you're going to have to take microphones and go record stuff, which if there's a budget for it or you want the experience, it's a really nice thing to do. But if you don't have the time to do that and you want to build your library, then you're basically buying sounds, because the odds of your library having the sounds you need for every vehicle you're going to encounter is pretty low. So I know from a fact that this Ford LTD recording I've used on lots of different projects, and it sounds really good. It's got all the different mic positions. It's got a, exhaust, engine intake left and right, interior. So I'm just going to check this out. And the other nice thing about this is these are all lined up. So these are all 2:16, 2 minutes and 16 seconds. All these are from take 10. They're all going to line up. So if I, select something like this, then it should, I'm just going to go from the beginning and I'm going to grab the exhaust sound, because exhaust is always good to have. And then I might grab the intake. Yeah, intake sound. So I'm going to kind of balance these out so that they are somewhat lined up. I'm probably not going to phase align them. I guess I could try that and see what happens. So one by one. And that rev is already kind of there. I'm probably going to shorten this. So I think I'll line up the starter engaging with the key turn. And I'll take out some of the starter engaging the flywheel. And then we're going to have to get right into a ramp. So let me see. It really needs, so we're going to get into like how vehicles work, which is kind of annoying, but a engine rev without a load on it sounds different from an engine rev under gear. With a load applied to the engine and the driveline straining against overcoming the momentum of standing still. So we're just going to use this little blip of the start, and then we're gonna have to cut in a clunk and then a real rev. So I'm just gonna leave. Let me see how much of this I actually got. Okay, that's all. Let me see if this rev is gonna be good. That might be okay. I might be able to use that. And a good thing to do with engines is just get like the whole file in the session, lay it out at the end where there's no picture, and then you can like go through and find interesting pieces, because it's probably going to require some, going through the file to find the cool sounds. So this rev is not going to work because it's a blip and we need a sustained pedal to the ground. So let me see what this sounds like. Let's do Ford LTD, startup blips. That one might work. Let's see what exterior fast. Take 3 seems like it might work. Let's listen to the exhaust. Fast start, driving forward, reverse. So take 3 looks like it has some good. Another thing you can do is type in fast, and that'll generally just limit it to the stuff you might want. Let's see if 6 is better. Okay, so that's like a slow ramp. And I think we're going to have to go with take 3 on this. So I'm going to do what I said, and I'm just going to drop the whole file in here. So we got exhaust, and exhaust needs to go on this track. And then we've got intake. Go with that one. Looks like they changed the mic configuration for this. Okay. Rear compartment. Interior, here we go. Okay, so we've got this whole 1-minute file in here. And let's make sure this actually works. That's cool. It's got the shifter in there, which is nice. It's got some ticks in there that maybe won't be great. Let's go with that. And we're going to have to roll this over. Let's see what this sounds like. It might work to have this little ramp in here. No, it's not going to work. Yeah, we need the full wind up in there. Let's move this over. There we go. Let's bring up the exhaust on the initial one and just slide that over slightly. We're actually going to put in a cut here to bring up the pitch on this a little faster. Like, this is fine. It's fine to just put some jump cuts in here to make it interesting. We're going to do the same thing here. And then because we go outside, we can dump this and checkerboard it like this. And we'll put in a little peel out sound too. But we're just doing the engine right now. Let me just unsolo this. We're going to find a different sound for that. So we need a shift. We need a good gear shift. I could use, I know there's sounds for this LTD with the gear shifter. Let's see. That's probably fine. Okay, so we need to put that there. Maybe not quite clunky enough. Okay. That's going to be the wrong thing. I'm trying to remember what we have, what I have. These are all drive-bys. Interior gear shift pedal. These are all too soft. There we go. These are all too soft. Like you want it to sound pretty big. So I'm actually going to just do a leather punch. We'll add that in there. And then just like a metal clunk. Nope, not that one. These are all going to be bad. Let's try metal low hit. These are going to be all sound design things now. Just needs to be short. You know what? A body car would work. Nope, too big. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, something like that. I really just need the thump of that. So let's see. This is going to be ignition and shift. I think this real one is too bright. Try it without it. Nope. It needs to be a kerchunk. So I do need that. I need some kind of real gear shift. Shifter, sometimes shifter. Ooh, that might work. That's probably better. That's got more pieces to it. There we go. Okay. Maybe I'll try this too. Nope, it was better that way. Cool. So it's going to go kerchunk, then rev. I got those taken care of. We need to add some tires peeling out. Okay, let me just go through questions real quick. Is it okay to add sound effects to the PFX? No, don't do that. PFX is only for production effects, so just keep that, anything in the dialogue or production sound for that. Okay. People are doing Foley for the project. How would you decide whether to cut additional sound effects for what might also be covered with Foley? If I'm working in a team, then hopefully the supervising sound editor will clarify who's covering what. In the absence of that, or even sometimes with that, you'll still cover stuff because it's better to have like two options for a sound than just have one. So if it's an important sound, I'll cut it even if I know Foley's going to cover it, just because it, then gives the mixer or the director an option. And yeah, like generally the Foley's going to be more personal to the project, but sometimes you can get a better sound with just editing from library. So I want to get some tires screeching. Really, it's like a skid interior is what I'm looking for. I don't want too much engine. That's probably good. That's got some gravel to it too, which is nice. I mean, we can probably kind of ramp into this one. Let's see. I'm going to delay the rev a little bit So I'm going to do control plus or control minus just so that the gear shift is clear. And then I'll cut to just a mono. This can be an exterior sound. The classic Flintstone. Let's do gravel. Nah, not gonna be good. That might be cool. If we add, so we'll have a little layer of grit, and then we'll also add just a peel. That's nice. It's got a little engine in there, but we can just not use that part. And then this is a POV switch here. You know what? I'm not going to use the gravel one. It's going to help us checkerboard it too. So I'm copying this. I like the combination of sounds here, but I'm going to have to copy them. He bears down there, or the RPM drops down, so that's not going to work. Let me see if this file has. Yeah, there's some better stuff over here. That's like a little burst. He really doesn't get it up to like the 4,000 RPM in that though, which is what we want. So I'm gonna have to look at different options for this. So let's go Ford LTD fast. That was which take is that? Take 3. So let me see. Maybe I can use the take 6. Yeah, this is really what I'm looking for here. So let me throw this in the session. Let's do interior. I'll probably, I mean, I'm gonna need this at some point anyways, so I might as well just grab the whole thing. I'll just grab the whole thing and we'll use this file too. Okay, interior. I'll drop this down on the stereo track. And then I had the intake as well. I think it was the left. That one's less air. Sometimes it's good to have the intake sound like it suck in air, but I don't want to do that for this one. Okay, so I'm looking for, let me do what I said instead of not organizing stuff, and I'm going to drag this way past the video and just going to listen for like basically a almost max RPM. So I'm going to go with maybe this part. There's a little bit of like a ramp to it, and I just need it to be higher than the last one. I'm doing a 4-frame crossfade on these just because I don't want it to be so, this one needs to be jumpy. But I want it to be just a little bit smoother. So let me see here. No, it sounds like there's a shift in there, so that's not going to work. Let me see if I can... I'm going to have to find a different piece. And actually, I'm going to have to, I think, move this guy over. Because he should be going pretty balls out on that. Let's use that piece maybe. Oh, you know what? Let me slide this like that. Yeah, that's fine. If there's a 1 to 2 shift in there, that's probably fine. And then we'll need to cut here. Oh, why did I grab the interior mic? I don't need that. Trying to keep everything consistent. So the skid's right there. We'll do a different skid here. I'm trying to pick skids that sound big tires. This is like inside a parking garage. Sure, let's go with that. That might be long enough. Okay, and then we're gonna switch this down to an away sound. So forward LTD fast. We'll go back to this, but we're gonna choose an exterior microphone and see what these sound like. That might work. One nice thing about the like pole position libraries is they set up mics along the roadway at different points. So for one take, even though it's like a 1 minute take, you get a lot of different perspectives and time points to cut from. That's going to be on board. Let's do fast exterior. Really limit that. Okay, holophone. I'm probably not going to. Yeah, perfect. So for this, probably just need the engine. I don't know that we need to continue the skid. And then we're going to just fade it out and it's gone. So let's watch it. Okay, so that's fine for the truck. We'll call that good. Let's move on to the bike. You know what? Actually, we're gonna add one layer, a tire roll. Let's do a crunch on gravel. One nice thing about electric car libraries is you can use them, like use the tires and stuff for like special layers. So this is a BMW i3. So now each shot should sound a little bit different. Cool, that's fine. Okay, so let's do the bike. So we've got A helmet grab probably will, I mean, I guess you could call that part of the bike. Sure. Move it over a couple frames. And then we got start. So now we need to find some sounds for this bike. It's a 4-stroke bike. Let's just see what we got with 650cc. Looks like a Triumph adventure bike. That's probably going to be pretty close. But I don't have a ton of motorcycles, so I might have to really dig for this. And that sounds about like yeah, we'll use that. There's some good stuff in there. Let's maybe swap this rev out for something with a little more to it. Sure. And then he goes under load there. Okay. Just go through questions real quick. Recording your own sounds is always going to be the best option for creating a sound library. But if you don't have the time to do that, you're going to have to spend some money. I'd suggest going to asoundeffect.com. They've got good libraries. We're going to add something to this bike that is kind of a little bit of a trick. Very common to add animal growls to vehicles. So let me just go through. We need something short. Sure. Let's do a tiger. It's a mono sound, so we'll just add it in here. Maybe add another. Let's do that for the start. And then we just need a big one for... Sure, why not? And then he peels out. So this is a Honda 650. Now that I have the sound that I know is working, I'll just look for that. And you see, bam, there's a whole bunch of options. So we want pullaways. That's a pull up. That's a nice laid back pull away. That one might work. That's got a nice gear clack in it too. Let's try that. Maybe too many revs. It's like bum 2, 3. We just want one. Like this. I'll actually split this shift off. I like it, but maybe I'll find a gear shift. There might be one for this bike actually. Let's do motorcycle shift. Gear shift, that's going to be like driving by. Here we go. Sure. Yeah, that might work. Okay. Let's see if there's a better, just because we're here, let's see if there's a better way that's like way more intense. Yeah, this one's way better. Okay, that's fine. We'll ignore that he put the brakes on there. Okay, so now we're into like the meat of the chase. Okay, Marvel Studio says, I don't think I would be able to know what words to type to find the sounds I'm looking for. That can be tough. The thing with that is every language is different. I think Soundly actually translates stuff, which is pretty cool. So definitely, you know, like just learn your library and you learn what to search for. So that's what I would suggest, is just spend some time, even when you're not working, learning what sounds to use. It's kind of like knowing what to Google. So yeah. Okay, so here we're in the truck. It's going somewhat fast. So I'm going to delete these markers because I don't need them anymore. I like to delete markers as I go so that I know, like, hey, this is covered. This is where I'm at for the day. So let's do the truck while he's driving fast. We want a little bit of a ramp just to show that he's speeding up. Maybe a shift would be fine. Like, this is probably great. So we'll use this for this shot right here. Yeah, he's gone, and then oops, I did not put that on the right tracks. There we go. 2 mono, 1 stereo. So we're kind of all with the truck for this shot. It's probably what, 9 seconds. So that'll buy us 9 seconds of pretty simple, you know, we maybe don't have to do I think the backgrounds have a cut for they don't. Okay. So we might want to add a little bit of stuff for the bed. I'm not sure if I don't think I want to add it to the backgrounds. I think what I'll do is I will just make a cut on these right here and do equal power crossfade. And I'll just split these off. You might end up doing like, for example, have a group of 3 mono and a group of 2 stereo underneath. So maybe I'll do that right now. This falls into the category of ask your mixer. Some of them want the sound effects like just split off to mono and stereo. Some of them are okay with mono being intermixed, but I want to show that, like, and actually, for example, I need to checkerboard this better. This is just so I can slide this stuff around. Okay, so now the mixer will see that these are a set and these are a set. Nice. That is better for my brain to look at. Okay, so we've got these split off. What that makes it easy to do is if I wanted to, for example, take away that's exhaust. Do I have these on the right? Yeah, exhaust is top. Ooh, these are not though. Let me fix that too. You always want to keep, the intake should really be on top. Yeah, it should. This is my bad. Because the intake comes first and the exhaust comes second. So let me just fix this real quick. I know this probably seems like, why are you doing this? But it's good. Keep the same sounds on the same tracks. So now on this shot, I can lower the intake, maybe raise the exhaust, and then maybe also lower the interior sound, so that when we get in here, I can lower both the intake and the exhaust, so there's a little bit of a change. It's a little ticking right there. Is it on all the tracks? Nope, just the exhaust. Okay, easy fix. These are raw files. A lot of the ones you get are... I'll just use decrackle. That'll take care of that. Uh-oh. Beach ball. A lot of the files you get from the real libraries, like pole position, are just raw files. So they might have ticks and stuff in them. In the time I spend tweaking this, I could just send it to Connect and be done with it. Yep, that's what I'm gonna have to do. Individual clip by clip. Why would you remember that from a different session? Okay. And it didn't even find the file. Okay, there it is. Just hit 1. Perfect, send it back. Should have done that to start with. Okay, so we need the bike. Let me make sure this away is completely out by the time we go here. Question time, let's see. Do you sometimes do pitch adjustments to make these sound effects appear larger or smaller? Yes, that works great. It also works to make variations to cut, like one sound and pitch shift up or down. That's how game engines deal with variation, is they just will modulate the pitch. So yeah, that's definitely a good thing to do. Okay, 650. I wonder if we have an onboard. That's just an idle. Okay, this is on board. Nice. So I'm going to use this sound a lot for this bike. It sounds just like the bike, which is great, because if we use any production sound, we got a match. Okay. Maybe use that part of it, the higher pitch stuff. Yeah, this might be a little hard to read, but we can deal with it in the mix. That's cool. You can hear the truck slightly different ramp than the bike, which is great. Once we're in here, we maybe don't need... I mean, I'll cut the bike just because we can pan it, but it's probably going to be like not really there. So I'm going to turn it way down. And just for you guys, I'll pan it just so you can hear what I'm talking about. It's going to be hard left. I like that little blip that's in there. That's kind of cool. Okay, so now when we go to this shot, I do want to have a stereo layer for the bike. Let's see. Probably that piece. I don't think I'm going to cut the truck. I mean, maybe I could do the exhaust. But I don't care what the truck's doing. I want to be with this guy on his bike. So I'll cut it and I'll mute it. And sometimes this is a good thing to do, is just cut it and mute it if you feel like it's not really good. It's not really doing anything. And then we're back in the truck. Good. That's fine. It's really, there's dialogue happening. So as long as there's some pitch change, that'll read. I'll go ahead and cut and mute this bike. And then we cut back to him. This shot here, since we're not POV of the bike, but we're tighter on it, we'll do a mono. They're still talking, so it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Probably want to make sure that's centered. Yeah, I mean, even if he's shifting, like, he's just maintaining speed, trying to get this guy to stop. So it should be fine. And then we come back inside. Let's just maybe maintain the speed. Yeah, maybe we'll try to find a spot that he's just... Sure, he's talking. He's like considering, maybe I won't run from this guy. But he's going to. Back to the bike, POV, so we can copy this one, paste it, and just find a different... He's like maneuvering a little bit here. So we probably want to find a little thing to show that he's not just going at one speed. Oh, did I miss it? No, I'm putting it in the wrong spot. That's fine. And then he says his line. He says his line and then he speeds up. So we're going to have to take that into consideration. And let's go back to the file just to find keep up with the champ. Bam. And then he res it. So I'm going to mark this. Let's go here. Let me make sure I have these set right with the exhaust underneath the intake or engine sound. So when he floors it, we really need like a big... That's too short. We might have to go back to the other take. And you could very easily say, I'm going to just do the truck first, and then I'm going to do the bike. And I would say that is pretty smart, but I'm not smart, and I get bored very quickly. So that's kind of the reason why I will just go back and forth. Because, like, you know, it could be about the moment instead of just about the specific sound. But once you find a group of sounds you like, it's fine to just say, you know, I'm just going to cut this truck. What's that one? Okay. This one has more short ramps, which is probably good. It also has some clicks in here. Like the mic fell. Okay, so he's idling there. We'll use this one for when he really puts the pedal down. And we'll just have to cut some kind of idly driving at a moderate speed stuff. And I'll probably try to match. I need to match this. So this is at -5. And this is at -8.5. Makes sense? Sure. Cool. And then we can keep this going and checkerboard it. like meow, to make this ramp more, you know, like linear, like this is just all one sound. And then we cut to a buy, which will be fun. But okay, so we've got bike, we got that, we got this. I don't think I cut the off-screen bike for this stuff. I should probably do that real quick. Not that it matters, because I'm definitely not going to be using this, but it's fine. It's fine to have it. Drag it up, make sure we match the clip gain, minus 13.5, and mute. Okay, so bike, truck, ramp. Maybe put a pedal to the metal, to the other metal. Pedal, gas. Usually a brake pedal works better. It gives you that foot all the way down. Yeah, we'll use this. This is like the same vehicle we're using. Bike pedal, we don't want that. Yeah, that's got some springs and stuff in there. And then we have to add a punch too. CK punch, because I know I have a this guy, close combat construction kit. Really useful for all kinds of stuff. Like that's just good punchy stuff. Let's we'll add some rumble too. Okay. Let's just see what tires on the road. These are all mono. I need like a stereo layer. Sure. Just something. And actually this would be one where maybe a growl would add something too. Let's see. I mean, I think that's gonna work. Just crank that stuff. And we'll get rid of the onboard stuff for that cut. This is bike POV, so I'll probably do stereo for this. Let's go back to Honda 650. See if we can find a nice, exciting onboard sound for that. Which was it? Maybe this. No, those are all ramps. One problem with using all, you know, like similar files is like you end up running out of stuff. So it can, you know, it can be a little bit limiting when you do that. These are all the same sounds. Yeah, general series. Got 2 copies of the same thing. Okay, and then we've got some buys. So we need LTD fast. This I might use a stereo one, but I don't think so. It's kind of fast, but it's not really that fast. Here we go. Nice. Nice and fast. Cool. I mean, that might work. And we need a bike going by fast. Buys are usually pretty easy. Approach. Too slow. Pretty fast. Let's do this one. You want to time the peak of this by to when it's basically full frame, biggest or closest to the camera. Sometimes you got to nudge a little bit left or right. I'm going to nudge it right since we want to separate it from the truck. And the truck, I'll bring back a couple frames. A little bit more. Yeah, I can buy a couple more frames with that. There. Now we got both sounds in there. Maybe we'll add a whoosh. I know I have some sound designy vehicle ones. That's fine. We're going to do a higher pitched one for the bike. That's kind of cool. We don't want it to sound like a Tron bike. What about this? Yeah, that's fine. It can have a little bit of that stuff in it. Cool. We got that. Now we've got him maneuvering on the bike. We'll cover that cut. A skid. I need skids for this. This can probably all be continuous. We'll stay with him for that. And then we'll cut here. And then cut to POV here. Stay on his POV. Then we'll lose him in the dust. And we'll come to the vehicles pulling up. So we're over an hour already. Yeah. This is going longer than I had hoped, but it's worth it. And like this is all we're gonna have time for is this little mini chase. Yeah. Okay, let me just go through the comments real quick. If you have a stereo car by that is left to right, what is the best way to make it right to left? What I will normally do is I will take the stereo file and I'll drag it to some mono tracks and I'll just flip the right channel over the left channel. So one more time, I will drag it up to 2 mono tracks and I'll take the right and flip it over the left and then back down. And that will make it go the opposite way. So that's the quickest way I know how. Mono sound effects that are pan left to right. What shortcut to use to center them? I'll just option click the panner. Right now I'm working in stereo, so it doesn't show 5.1. In 5.1, it'll default to the center channel if you do that. Or you can go to pan in the automation lane and you can just delete it. You can also do shift option question mark to right. That's this guy. Right to selection. I think it's actually this one. We have a super chat, and I'm going to spend extra time on this. All these super chats and memberships and all the other, buying stuff on my website. I cannot begin to thank you guys enough for that, because it's been a lean couple of months with the fallout from the strikes and everything. And really, I have you guys to thank for keeping me from going out into the trade world and working a construction job. It's been like just enough to cover basic expenses, and I never would have thought YouTube would do anything like that. So super chats, memberships, buying stuff on my website, I am extremely thankful for it. So thank you guys for supporting the channel. Speaking of that, Joe Bob Stanton says, do you ever consider 5.1 or surround panning while sound designing, such as that Doppler effect? Yes, I will often pan stuff because I want to get through this and just get sounds on the timeline for you guys to hear kind of like the content. I'm not doing that, and I'm saving that for the mix, because generally you want to make panning decisions, not so much, but most of the mix decisions, EQ, reverb, volume, with the other elements at hand, so that you can do contextual decision making and not make your decisions in a vacuum. So Doppler effect, if the sound doesn't have a Doppler effect, you can use the waves Doppler, or even just drawing a pitch ramp and like sound shifter graphic, or I think probably you could use dialogue contour and isotope to give it a little up and then down pitch. So content, like when I'm editing sound effects, which is what I'm doing right now, I am only focused on the content that's on the timeline, the sync, and the perspective for like cutting stuff. All the other decisions I'll generally leave for the mix, although depending on the mixer, sometimes I'll pan sound effects for them, just because it at least starts them with not everything, you know, right down the center or just in the left and right channels. Yeah. So that's cool. Oh yeah, there is a button to swap left and right in S1. Yeah, definitely. So yes, I thank you guys for, I'm just going through the chat real quick. Thank you guys for tuning in and asking questions, because even though it's slower than just ramming through without talking, I'm here to help you guys. This is like why I'm doing this. And so questions are always welcome. I'm just adding, I know this is like probably too anal retentive, but I'm adding 2-frame fades so that we feel the cuts. Okay, so here, let me see what other 650 sounds I have. It's really just that one. There's a Yamaha 97. Okay, this might work. Nope, it's not gonna work. Royal Enfield is probably gonna sound old too. This is all low. Let's see what kind of fast motorcycles we have. I got Harleys, but that's not gonna be the right sound. That's like super juiced bikes, probably too juiced for this. I might be stuck with the sounds I already have. Ooh, K100 might work. Yeah, I think this BMW would actually work. And here's a touring bike. Yeah, these ones are actually not bad. I might switch to this sound. Yeah, I kind of like that. That's got some more variety to it. Doesn't quite have the like raggedy sound, but maybe it gets there. These are all the same take. And then what about this guy? Oh, that's too big. Moped, Suzuki Bandit. Yeah. That might work too. It's just too it's too big, man. That's too bad. Sport bikes, VRFs. None of these get to that like crazy fast, you know, where you can really hear like the engine basically redlining. And that's one of the issues with some libraries is like they just don't get angry enough. And like people don't. Let me just see what CC this engine is. BMW. I think I did a motorcycle show and it seemed like, okay, 987 cc. So it's a little bigger than a real one, but it's probably fine. So let me do BMW K100 on board. Here we go. Oh, okay. Okay, this is great. I'm actually going to go back and recut some of this stuff. How many of these stereo? Fine. Okay, I'll do this. I'll redo this one. We're going to say he starts. Sure, that's great. No, this is the way to go here. And I'm probably, because of that, going to have to go... Yeah, man, I'm going to have to recut this stuff. Because it sounds good. Maybe not. Maybe not for the beginning of it. I mean, that's pretty nasty. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to recut this stuff. So, yeah. Start over. I mean, I'll leave it. I should leave it up as just a cut guide. Man. Sometimes, don't be afraid to do that. Like, if you find something that sounds better, just go back and redo it. Make it as good as it can be. Okay, so we've got him. Oh, yeah, I have to redo all this stuff. I mean, that sounds fine. Yeah, that's actually good. Maybe just right here. Let's see what that does. No, he's not there yet. He's just talking to the guy. So maybe I will keep this stuff and just use it for like the stereo. Yeah, I'll just use it for the stereo stuff, and that'll give me a reason to kind of switch gears. Get it? Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, and then... Okay. So I'm for sure probably... Well, for sure probably. That's kind of not that clear. I don't think I'm going to use bike sound for that. Let me see what this sounds like. We need to... Yep, that's panned. Is this going to work, this transition? Let's see. Yeah, that'll work. That's fine. We'll say he's like kind of idling behind there, and then... So this is a continuation of the stereo file, this mono file. I just copied it and deleted one side of it. So that means what I can also do is do this to keep it truly consistent. And actually I could do that here too. Let's just see what this file does. That's fine. Yeah, that works. Probably just want to keep it loud and proud. And then kind of do a similar thing here. Copy, paste, do a little fader. And then we've got stereo here. Let's see what it does. Okay, that's good. Muting this stuff. And we'll have to replace this guy. Again, I know I'm very likely not going to use this, but if I do, it'll be there. Minus 7.5. Always try to match. We'll match the panning too. Just make sure that works. Okay, so then I just have to replace this guy. So we went on a little detour. That might work. We want to get more of a ramp in there. Sure. And now this buy. Let's see if there's a good buy. Let's see. Start, onboard, approaches, stops. Fast. Very fast. Sure. Let's compare that to what we had. See which one's better. Yeah, the shift is better. I might want to use the other channel though. Yeah, let's use the right channel. That gets more of the after. Let's hear it with the truck. Make sure we're not stepping on the truck's toes. And yeah, we can actually bring it back quite a bit. Cool. And then there's no engine sound, so let's add it. On board. Try that. So here we get him entering a dirt road. Just look at the chat real quick. Yeah, I don't do any drugs. Coffee, and I'll have a beer every once in a while, and that's pretty much it. But people have been like, dude, where do you get all your energy from? And I get it from my love for post-production. No, I probably get it from coffee, which is sad. It's sad to be addicted to something, but here I am. So we need him going on. We have dirt road. He's gonna slow down when he gets to the pavements, or when he gets to the gravel. So we're gonna have to add some skids and stuff. Probably like that. Yeah, he could be letting, you would definitely let your bike rev down for that. And then maybe here it comes back up. What does this sound like? Nope, not strong enough. Yeah, he comes back out of that. He's like, okay. And we need a bump for that swerve. Right there, we need some kind of something. Maybe that's the way to go. Cool. Sure, we'll get that little jitter in there. Oops. Go back to stereo. We want that jitter right on the cut. And that's fine. He can let her idle down a little bit there. Just taking out the panning from that stereo file. That tells the story. Okay, so we do need some gravel. He hits the gravel right here. So let's see if we have some gravel skids. We might have to pitch these up. There's that electric car stuff that is really useful. We need a continuous. We really need like a peel. Mm-mm. Sorry I'm quiet, but this is part of it. Like, you just have to listen to stuff till you find the right sound. These are all interior. That's all interior. 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 That might work. Let's see what that does. All right, and then we're gonna need, let's pair these up. So we got engine on the bottom, gravel on top, engine on the bottom. There's the skid right there. Oops. That's nice and crunchy. Cool. We'll add another layer to that. Sure, something like that would probably work. We need some gravel. I think I might have a gravel throw. That's going to be good for the truck. Just going to throw this up here and mute it for now. Slow, slow, slow. Interior. There we go. That's really what I'm looking for, but it's got too much engine in it. It's tough because everything is going to have engine to move the gravel like that. I mean, maybe this one, if I speed it up, that's fine. Let's add, so he is in the gravel here. Should we cut to POV here? I might have missed this one. Yeah, we should cut to POV there, definitely. That's my bad. Oh, did I do the right? I think what I can do though is I might be able to grab, okay, I'm gonna grab this file. Did I just grab the one? Let's do that. Okay. Stereo. Ah, dang it. I'm like super messing up now. I'm thinking about the real work I have to do later today. This one needs to be shorter. I'll just take this guy back off. We'll just add some gravel tires to that. Ooh, let me go back to that one. That's all stuff I can use for the truck. Okay, I was gonna do gravel tires. Nope. 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 Perfect. Just wanted something for this shot here. Okay. Okay, let's do the truck now. Sorry, this is a little bit haphazard. Okay, truck here. Oh, I missed it. Right. We don't have too much of the truck. Probably don't need truck for this. Oh, we need the buy though. No, I already got the buy. Okay, yeah, I did that. I'll cut and mute this and see what it does. That might be fine. Probably don't need too much of it for this. We do need it for that. Right there. Okay. And let's see what this sound was that I saved. We'll put it on this shot here. I think I'm just going to keep using these one sounds. Like, I'm not going to cut the engine and everything for the truck. I'm just going to add these ones. Because these have engine in them already. Where was it? Yeah, like this kind of stuff. We definitely need exterior. That's probably fine. No, we need just engine for that. Maybe we do need it, actually. For the maneuvering, it's probably fine, but I think for this stuff, I'll go ahead and do a good job. I'm going to put these on kind of separate tracks so I know. Again, we're playing the perspective where we're not going to hear the truck on his shots. And probably after that gear shift, do we have something else? Yeah, we do right here. Little less cranky on the shift. We'll have him get on it right after the... A little faster than that even. The skid will help cover this. I think 6 frames back, 5 frames. Okay, yeah, that'll help bury him in the dust. And probably want to add some gravel to this shot. Sometimes you spell tires with a Y. Need 2 tracks. Nice. Good old Teslas. Okay. Okay. Then we need the truck coming into a stop. So we'll go Ford LTD stop. Approach. We need a fast. It needs to be a fast. Perfect. Maybe he keeps it. Would he turn it off? He'd probably turn it off. Maybe not, though. Yeah, we'll say he turns it off. Stop. Off. Ooh. Shut down. Here we go. Cool. So for a shutdown, you're going to want to... It's tricky. Like, how do you get into it from a stop? That's probably fine. Let's do skid, gravel. Perfect. Get out of that pretty quick. And since I've got everything on the tracks that I need, I should be able to just copy and paste some of this stuff. The door, particularly. Let's see. Where does he open it? We'll overlap a little bit. Does he close it? He does close it. We'll just take the end of the seat, or actually the beginning of it, for him getting out. And we don't need too much spraying. Okay, we need to close though. Nothing wrong with reusing sounds. Sure. Okay. And then the bike's going to come in here. Maybe because we're at the end, we'll use the Honda 650 sound again. It's kind of a nice idle sound. And where does he actually stop? Where does he turn the bike off? We'll see right there. So we need less idle time and more. Cool. Add a little gravel to it. We'll get the kickstand and all that, don't worry. Nice. Gravel. Thank you, electric cars. You're good for the environment and good for sound effects editors. Let's do a kickstand. This might be, if I just do kick, it's probably going to do kickstart. Let's do that one. We're going to be sneaky and we're going to add a gun cock to it. Yeah, sure, why not? Not quite the Simpsons one, but... And then we need a bike. Like, you know, where you set the bike down, it has like that little suspension sound. Maybe a sit. Suspension. I don't know if they'll have that. It's like the shocks. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. I think this one will work. Sure. Why not? So it's click and then the gas shock. Probably need a little settling. And then maybe we'll do like an engine. It's like a ticking sound when they cool down. When they get really hot, the motor starts to cool. And let's see. Nope, not that. Engine cooling. Yeah, that's probably going to be fine. It's just that little bit of like they were out, you know, going crazy. And let's see if this works. I'll turn the gun sound a little bit down. Okay. Question time. Okay, is there going to be a part 2 por SFX? Por supuesto, there will be. Because we have a fight scene and some gun stuff. So yeah, we're close to 2 hours, so I'm going to wrap this up and we're gonna watch the scene. Hopefully it's good. We haven't really checked it. We just kind of went for it. But in almost 2 hours, we've done 1 minute and 35 seconds. So cutting cars takes a long time. And even this, like, I kind of, I did an okay job, but it's not perfect. Do you know a lot about vehicles from life or from sound designing them? I've worked as a mechanic since I was like probably 17 or so, and I work on all my own vehicles, and I like vehicles. I like Jeeps. I used to ride dirt bikes, but yeah, I just have a personal interest in mechanic stuff, so it definitely helps when you're cutting sound effects. You don't have to, but if you're working on something that demands realism, then you'll want to like use Wikipedia to look up what engines are in the vehicles and what transmissions, and like you don't have to get too crazy with it. I think you can definitely cut sound effects and guns without knowing too much about them, but it does help. So at this point, we are going to watch the scene with dialogue, with backgrounds. I'll make the video window should be up full screen now. So we'll go back and yeah, actually it's like 1:45. So we'll watch it from here. My bad, guys. I forgot to turn on. Yeah, my bad. That's super my fault. Uh, the dialogue was too low anyway, so I will restart it. Super my bad. I forget what I was using this for where I turned off the I turned off the desktop audio. Okay, can you guys tell me if this works for you?
Hey, man. I'm gonna need that back.
Man, deal is a deal. You hear me? Now get on.
Can you guys hear that? Just let me know real quick, and then I will play the scene for you. I do need coffee, man. You're super correct. I was up past midnight last night working on a project. So when you get work, you kind of gotta you gotta make hay while the sun shines. Okay, let's play this. My bad. Oh, do you guys want to see full screen video or do you want to see tiny video with Pro Tools window? That's a good question. So I'll just let a couple people chime in and then I'll play it back. So we're taking a quick vote if you want to see full screen video with the sound effects and dialogue, or if you want to see a tiny video with Pro Tools window open. And thank you guys for letting me know that the sound is working again. Super apologize for that, but yeah. Okay, we got 1 vote for full from a member, and we got 1 vote for Pro Tools from 2 votes for Pro Tools. Pro Tools, full screen, full Pro Tools. The other thing I could do is I could, give me 1 second. Maybe I'll do, okay, I'm gonna add this to the stream and I'll just make this small. I think this will work. and I'll make the tracks to where you can see them. What about this as a happy medium? Would this work for you guys? Oops. Yeah, I don't want to do that. So you can see something. Maybe we'll try that. Okay. We'll just try this. If it's annoying, just let me know and I'll turn it off.
Hey, man. I'm gonna need that back.
Man, deal is a deal. You hear me? Now get on. Glad you got to bring it back, man. After God's caravan.
Needs an ignition coil.
Need it back. I know this is important to you, especially with everything that happened to your dad.
So give it back.
Can't do, buddy. I hope your legs keep up with the champ.
Okay, so that was the scene. There was maybe one shot where I felt like it died. I think it was right when he got to the gravel. Maybe it was right here. Yeah, this part died for me a little bit. So I think I'm gonna put a skid there. Like it makes sense that he's decelerating a little bit, but I think it just needs like a gravel skid, and we'll call that good. We'll go with that one. Maybe like draw it out. Let's see if this works. Yeah, that's better. Maybe I'll slide it back a little bit. Cool. And then I'll just bring this guy up. Yeah, I think that works. Okay, so I think that's, yeah, we're at like 10 o'clock. So this is double the time I wanted to spend on this. Now I gotta hustle on my other stuff, my paid work. If this has been helpful to you guys, feel free to drop a super chat before the stream ends, or if you're not a member, join. I try to like really focus on member questions, and I don't post enough for members, but they get some other perks. So it helps me keep making videos, helps me make time for them, especially as I get back to work and get projects back in, which, as I said, I'm really thankful for that. Yeah, so this was the vehicle section of the sound effects. I think next week we'll probably do the fight. That would be good. And then the following week we'll probably do like the extra spurious sound effects, like the phone, and there's a gunshot. We can do some gun Foley for that. We'll probably do Foley for that stuff. I might hand cut the Foley instead of recording it, because recording it by yourself is kind of tricky. So I need to think more about that. This class will likely be a little less of a priority as I get like what I would call real work, just because, you know, I got bills to pay, and I can work for like, I don't know, a couple days a week, and it makes, you know, way more than YouTube ever could. So, but every little bit helps. Thank you guys for watching, commenting. I try to respond to questions in comments. Like if it's just like, hey, I like your stuff, then I might give it a thumbs up. But if you have a question, I definitely try to respond to that on my videos. And I'm trying to think what else I can, let me go through the comments real quick. Oh, any recommendations on cutting effects over dialogue? Well, we just did it. Like, I haven't mixed anything, so obviously the dialogue was completely buried by the sound effects, but you kind of have to cut loud to hear what you're doing, and then in the mix, you might duck the sound effects like 20 dB under dialogue. So, oh, giveaway. Yes, I totally forgot about that. Okay, let's do this. Last time I just did a random pick somebody. Thank you for the super chat, Neural Mode. I really appreciate it. So for the giveaway this time, just keep you guys on your toes. Okay, let's do this. If you paid attention, no, because if people just joined, they're not going to benefit from that. I am thinking of a number between 1 and 10. So post what number you think I'm thinking of. Okay, I got it. It's a number I mentioned in the class earlier as a clue. So the first person to guess the number I'm thinking of between 1 and 10 will get either something off my website, take your pick, anything, or you can get a mix review or sound effects, dialogue edit review, whatever. I'll give you, 20 to 30 minute chunk of time where I will go through something you've done. Or if you want to talk on the phone or Zoom or whatever, that's fine too. I think I can make time for that. So I'm not looking at the chat on purpose. I'm going to let some people comment. I'm going to look at the number 1 through 10, and then that person just contact me on Facebook. You can just look up my name on Facebook. I try not to give my personal number and email out on YouTube because I already get enough spam. I don't need more. So yes. Okay, now I'm going to look over to the chat and see who got the number first. It looks like, okay, I am looking for a 6, and it looks like to me, and I may be stupid, but it looks like the first person to say 6 is mixing with Milowo Za. I think that means South Africa. So you are the winner of the giveaway. Actually, I think, yeah, you guessed right before, I don't know how to say this, Kateria. So contact me on Facebook, or give me, if you're comfortable giving me your email or some way to contact you in the chat, that's fine too. And I'll get you your free stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching the stream. I really appreciate it. Every tiny thing you do, like watching, subscribing, commenting, getting stuff off my website, super chats, even just like, saying, hey, check out this guy's videos on YouTube and like forums or Facebook or whatever. All that stuff helps. Even if it seems insignificant to you guys, it helps my channel, and it also just makes me feel good. So I want to thank you guys for that. And I will see you hopefully next week. If I get super busy with work, I might postpone these just because I got to get income for my family. Like, this is not a hobby for me. This is something I do full time, which benefits you guys, but I also need to benefit myself and my family. So I think that's it. I'm going to end the stream. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you next week, same time, same place. If you guys want a different time, just let me know. I can be sort of flexible with it, but it seems like most people are online between 8 and 10 a.m. my time. So take it easy. Practice cutting sound effects. Get to know your sound library. And I will see you on the next stream, where we'll be cutting some sound effects for the fight, which should be a lot faster. So I'll see you.